Howdy, gang. I guess I'm kind of vindictive today. I'm gonna do another rant, and it's gonna be on groups in society I think we should get rid of. Hear me out. It's the white power shit and all that stuff. I hate it. I hate it so much. So it starts out Germany after World War I. Their country got totally reamed, like big time, and they had no money, and their economy was screwed because they had to rebuild everything that was destroyed, right? So their country is completely screwed. They're on their knees. They're Europe's bitch, basically. And Hitler gets mad at this, and he says, no, it's, Germany's a great country to live. I'm proud to be German. Let's build this country back up. Let's get ourselves, back together and all this shit. So Hitler comes into power, and Germany starts to rebuild itself. It starts to really kick some ass. They get back up. So up until Hitler went fucking batshit crazy and did a bunch of ridiculous things, he was the best thing that happened to Germany, right? He was on the cover of Time magazine at one point. And boy, didn't those Germans have such snappy uniforms. I think they won the fashion war way before World War II. I actually really do like their fashion. They were really good. But other than that, it's crap. I hate it. Anyway, Hitler blamed foreigners for everything that happened in his life. Is like, oh, you know what? It has to be the Jews that did all this. We've got to get them. We got to get them good. So 6 million Jews are killed. 5 million Croats, Gypsies, and Polish people. And that's not even to mention the lives lost in World War II itself. Like, it's got to be 20 mil, something like that. It's ridiculous. All this for one man's fucking hate. Like, how stupid is that? Anyway, Hitler's a fucking asshole. Very intelligent and one of the best public speaking assholes, but fucking asshole nonetheless. It's a shame that we couldn't kill him and he could be brought back to life and we could kill him again. We could just do this for centuries. I mean, he's such a big dick. Anyway, it blows my mind that World War II's over. The world has this huge struggle. So many, bad things happen in the war. It's ridiculous. Finally, World War II ends in 1945. After all this shit happens. And it blows my mind. I don't know when it started. I should probably actually go Google it and I could find out where it started, when it started. But then all of a sudden, guys started becoming skinheads, saying, white power and all this shit. And the Ku Klux Klan, of course, they're in bed together. No pun intended. But it blows my mind. I think in the UK it started. I don't even know. I'm not even going to guess a year because somebody's going to say, no, obviously your facts are all fucked up. But, okay, UK. People start becoming skinheads because they hate all the foreigners that are in their country. So for the UK, for guys in the UK, young men in the UK to become skinheads is ridiculous because their, grandfathers and great-grandfathers died in the trenches fighting off Hitler. Yet you guys are going to disgrace their memory in the world by becoming skinheads and worshipping Hitler. It's ridiculous. So it's bloody ridiculous that anyone would ever do this when... here's what I would like to do. I'd like to have a time machine. Stand by. I would say, okay, all you skinheads, follow me. You guys are going to go meet Hitler. And they'd be like, yeah! Get in the time machine, pull the hammer, send them back when, World War II, when Hitler was at his biggest peak. And, they'd all march in, be all proud. Oh, we get to meet the Führer, great. Hitler's at a big banquet table, and he's like, hello, gentlemen, how are you today? They're all like, yeah, Hitler, woo! And then Hitler's like, okay, what are your names? And he finds out everybody's names. Oh, that's good, yeah. And he's like, oh, so where are your parents from? And then he finds out their parents are from, like, Wisconsin, and they're from England, and they're from Poland, and, you guys all have different ancestry, and he's like, killed a lot. He pulls this big, like, the swivel thing you find in a gambling machine, and the floor just opens, and they all just die. So, Hitler would have killed basically almost every skinhead because they're not pure German, blue-eyed, blonde-haired. Neither was Hitler anyway, but you get the point. The guy you're worshipping would have probably killed you. So isn't that a big enough, like, fuck you to just quit the life? Seriously. So when I was a teenager, I was in high school, there was a significant Nazi presence, skinhead presence in our school. But usually you get a skinhead presence when there's a lot of foreigners. And in Riverview, where I'm from, little tiny, that's where I was just most of my rearing was done, my later teen years. There was like the one black guy in the school, or the one Chinese guy. There was no races anywhere. There was no one to hate, so you basically join this group so that no one would fuck with you, and if anyone beat you up, you'd get your 6 little 112-pound skinhead friends, but of course there's 6 of them to beat you up, right? So it's ridiculous. I think every one of these fuckers should be shown, Saving Private Ryan to understand, and any other film that you can think of that would make them go, wow, to fight this cause is ridiculous. That's kind of like fighting AIDS' cause. Yeah, let's kill humanity. Yeah, let's become AIDS. It's so stupid. So anyway, I detest all that shit. Anything to do with gangs, anything to do with drugs, organized crime. It doesn't matter who's doing it. If you're doing it, you should be fucking beaten within an inch of your life. It's all ridiculous. It makes me so angry sometimes. I mean, you can be uncomfortable if you say, look, I don't like people from, I'm just going to pick a country, I don't like people from Australia, they're all a bunch of, baby killing, jackal, whatever. You can feel uncomfortable around Australians if you want to, but you can't say I'm going to kill all the Australians. It's never going to happen. You know what I mean? To become a skinhead anywhere in the world, basically, other than little tiny towns where, you're the toughest guy around, so of course nobody can fuck with you, but to become a skinhead, for instance, in London, where it's a huge multicultural paradise, and if you want to be multicultural, go there, because that's, big time. But to become a skinhead there and try to force people out, try to scare and intimidate, it's never going to happen. You might as well try to catch every raindrop that falls in a rainstorm. It's never, ever, ever going to happen. So you might as well say, I can devote my life to being a white power skinhead and beat some people up, maybe scare off a couple people, when hundreds more are coming in anyway, and possibly get my head kicked in or get killed over something stupid or go to jail. Or I could just say, you know what, fuck it, it's not worth it. I'm just going to become a normal person and get a job. Where's the choice? I don't even know why people would even... There should not even be a second choice, you know what I mean? Everyone lives normal life. Everyone integrates into society. Everyone works out their problems. Tries to work up the success ladder if at all possible. If not, do your job, get your paycheck, drink your beer, and shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? All this shit needs to be just... I think we should have a special SWAT team that are crazy kick-ass, the Spetsnaz or the SAS or the Navy SEALs, whatever you want to call them. And they're to train. They crack gangs like this, organized crime. They bust in on these guys. These guys are the best, shooters and hard asses in the world. So they'll bust in on a suspected mob front and just, put the fear of God into these guys, and then they go after the gangs. They go to Los Angeles. They find a gang of Latino guys that are doing the same thing. Fucking put the beat down, even just grabbing them one at a time, just like Batman coming down from the ceiling and just grabbing a guy by his jaw and ripping him right out of there, that type of thing. Go to LA and find the black gangs that are all doing that. Go find the white power guys, grab them, do that. The Yakuza, do everybody, really. Get all these guys. This shit does not belong in our world, you know what I mean? Back in the day in the 1920s, for example, when muscle meant something, when you could actually bribe the cops and get away with it, why not, It was another way to make a living, but the only thing we have to fear now is cybercrime, which is really big, but I mean, people aren't being killed by cybercrime. Well, some people get killed by cybercrime, it happens, but generally it's mostly just, getting sensitive information and stealing money. It's not beating the fuck out of somebody because they're black and they're in the wrong place at the wrong time. It's dog shit. So yeah, all that shit needs to be, you need to realize it's a useless cause. It'll never work. The faster everybody just abandons that shit and realizes everybody's equal, the faster, the better life will be for everybody. You're only making it harder for yourself if you're going to become a white power guy. White power, hail Hitler. Oh yeah, and look at me, I shaved my head, but oh, look how thin my hair is. Oh, that's actually from worrying about a girl and stressing over a girl, my hair started to fall out. I mean, I have the genetic disposition to go bald because my dad had a pretty thin hairline too. And on my mom's side of the family, they all had a lot of hair. My brother got my mom's genes for hair, which is thick and will probably never go away. But it's unfortunate that I got the shitty side. And I would have went bald anyway, but I stressed out so bad after losing a girlfriend. You know who you are. And my hair fell out. That's just what happened. I mean, it would have fallen out anyway, but probably gradually into my 20s, maybe started my 30s, I would have, oh look, it's starting to fall out a little bit, and 40s, I probably would have been where I am at right now, but just, anyway. I have an excuse to shave my head, and I do wear beaters too, because I think they're comfortable, and I like to work out in a beater, but that doesn't mean I'm skinhead. Anyway, just a little anecdote. Anyway, just stop the shit, guys. It's really ridiculous, Beating up somebody is not going to solve your problems, and beating up somebody because somebody got beat up does not solve the problems, Work it out. Become fucking adults.